And when homegrown predators and people like the Russian guy have a whole lot of faith in the failure of the legal system, these kind of things are going to keep happening until something is done about it. Hello. Regarding the issue of the Russian guy going around on the streets of Accra and other African countries, that's Kenya and South Africa, and picking up ladies to go back to his hotel or apartment with, what we need to understand as ladies is that most of the African men in the conversation are not so concerned about the treatment these women are being subjected to. These men are not angry and frustrated because they feel their women are being subjected to such an undignified treatment by this Russian guy. But it's the fact that they are not the ones who get to treat these women that way, that they are not the ones who are getting the chance to be in his position. Much of the frustration you might hear being expressed is on the fact that some Ghanaian ladies are perceived by these men as playing hard to get or giving them a hard time when they are trying to approach them. But because it's a white man, they easily follow him to his apartment thinking they're going to get something from him, maybe money, a relationship, or they just want to be with a white person. And for such men, we have to understand that their complaints are not a protest against the treatment of these ladies. Because if they also had the resources or the opportunity to do the same thing, they would do it. And there are men in Africa and Ghana who actually do these things. They pick up random ladies on the streets because they feel they have the resources to do so, and they just do whatever they want with them, maybe sexually or otherwise, without actually communicating their intentions to the ladies in the first place. Now, I'm not trying to support or encourage what these ladies did by following this stranger to his hotel room because, yes, that was a little bit reckless. But I think we should look at this with a little less judgment and some empathy. Because regardless of what we think we know, we cannot judge them based on only the part of the video that we saw. For all we know, parts of the videos were edited. We don't know exactly word for word everything that he said to them. All we saw was this guy approaching these ladies in the streets, asking their name, their age, and telling them to follow him. And the next thing we saw was these ladies in his room with him. And if indeed something sexual did happen with any of them, we need to know whether it was even consensual in the first place. Because even though they were reckless in following him to his room, that does not mean that they consented to doing anything with him. And if anything, we should understand that not everybody has the same response to being in a dangerous situation. Some people have a fight or flight response and some people freeze. Not everybody is going to push back or scream or run away or something. Some people will just get stuck not knowing what to do, and whatever happens, happens. So we need to have some empathy when we are talking about these things, because it's always easy to judge and give advice on the sideline. But when you are in it yourself, you do not always know how you are going to react. And this whole situation is really telling of the kind of system that we have that encourages people like this to come here and do these kind of activities and get away with them. Because if he knew that the legal system is robust and that he wasn't going to get away with doing such things, that the legal system would track him down and make sure that he faces consequences for what he did to these ladies, taking those videos and publishing them, then there's a very low chance that he would do that. Because it's very unlikely that that guy will go to America or any European country and do the same thing he did to the ladies in Ghana or Kenya over there and get away with it. Even if he goes to a different country, he knows that the likelihood is very high that they're going to track him down and bring him back to face some kind of legal penalty. Basically, that Russian guy and many other predators have a whole lot of faith in the fact that the legal systems that we have here in Africa or in Ghana are likely not going to do a whole lot to help these women in this kind of situation. They know that they can get away with what they are doing because they have a whole lot of resources or influence, or they feel that they are just smart, so they are going to outsmart the system and get away with it. And the Ghana Police Service is not going to put a whole lot of its resources into investigating the whole issue and getting to the bottom of it to see whether there was consensual activity from the women for them to be recorded or for any other thing to happen between them and the Russian guy.